I've got a 14-day inch loss challenge here on YouTube, and it's absolutely free. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you, if you're a woman over 40, 50, 60, 70 or beyond, get in fantastic shape. And just after Christmas, if you're anything like me, you've probably found you've put on a few pounds and you want to get back on track, don't you? And start losing those inches. And I'm going to be doing a 14-day reset. I thought we could do this challenge together because it's so much better, isn't it, if you've got something you can follow and people that you can do the challenge with. First things first, let's talk about the food, and then I'll talk about the exercise, and then I'm going to talk about hormone balancing. So you can download my free 14-day meal plan. That's going to give you a guide to everything that you can eat, your meals set out for you, and there's 3 different choices of meals. Or alternatively, you can download my app from Google Play if you've got an Android phone, or the App Store if you've got an Apple phone. And what you need to do is search up Body by Bikini, all one word, or I'm going to put the links in the description. Now on this app, there is a 7-day free trial, but you can do the 7-day trial for 14 days. That's no problem at all. And there's some meals set out in the app that you can use. I'm just going to go over now in this 14-day challenge how you should be eating. So you need to be eating approximately 1 gram of protein for every pound in your body weight. Or if you're over 170 pounds, your goal body weight. I'm going to give you some ratios, so if you're already tracking your own calories and macros, you need to have around about 35% protein, 35% carbs and 30% fat. Now you can play around with those percentages. At the moment, because I weigh 120 pounds, I don't need to have a great deal of protein. So I have 30% protein, 40% carbs and 30% fat, something like that. But as long as you're getting that 1 gram of protein for every pound in your body weight, that's the main thing. And I will link a video in the description. It's a very short 1-minute video on how to calculate your calories and macros. Some examples of how to get in 20 to 40 grams of protein at every single meal and snack would be 100 grams of chicken breast, which is about 3.5 ounces, 100 grams of fish or shrimp, which again is 3.5 ounces, 2 eggs or egg whites, 200 grams of beans or lentils, which is about 6 ounces, 200 grams of tofu, which again is about 6 ounces, 1 scoop of plant or whey protein powder, 150 grams of Greek yogurt, which is about 5 ounces, or any kind of yogurt, and 100 grams of cottage cheese, which is 3.5 ounces. So those are just some examples. Now I'm just going to put up what I'm having. So I'm going to be taking, because I want a bit more fat loss this time, I'm going to be taking just over 1600 calories, 120 grams of protein, because I weigh about 120 pounds. I'm taking in 170 grams of carbohydrate. So you can see my carbohydrates a little bit more than that 35%. It's more like 40%. And then I'm taking around 50 grams of fat, which is 30% fat. As part of this 14-day challenge, I'm going to show you what I eat in a day so you can see exactly what that's going to look like. So next I'm going to talk about working out. So what we want to be doing first of all is strength training, and I want you to do 2 upper body days and 2 lower body days. And if you download my app that I've just talked about from the App Store and you go to the 7-day free plan, there's actually an upper body day and a lower body day. You can do the lower body day twice and the upper body day twice. Or if you don't want to do 4 times a week, do 3 times a week. Then we need to be implementing high intensity interval training. I'm going to be doing around 20 minutes 4 times a week. Now you want to be doing anything between 15 minutes to 30 minutes, 2 to 4 times a week. And actually on my free 7-day plan on my app, there is a 16-minute high intensity interval training workout. There are also high intensity interval training workouts here on this YouTube channel. And there are strength training workouts. So I'm going to link those in the description. Or you can use any piece of equipment. If you've got access to the gym, you might want to use a Stairmaster, a bike, a treadmill, or you might even have those at home. And I love to use an air bike. So what you want to be doing is between 30 seconds and a minute of really intense, flat out exercise, and then between 30 seconds and 2 minutes walking pace or resting. And that's really going to help with your fat burning. So the strength training, what that's going to do is help you build muscle, and therefore you're going to burn fat. And the high intensity interval training, that's going to help you burn fat, because what happens with high intensity interval training, it's much more effective at burning fat than just steady state cardio. But you don't want to do too much of high intensity interval training, because if you're doing it properly, it's fatiguing. Now, the other thing that you can be doing, which I highly recommend you do, and I'll be doing this as part of this challenge, and that's actually getting your steps in. Now, of course, the easiest way to get your steps in is through walking. But it could be anything. It could be housework, it could be gardening, it could be dancing around in your kitchen. It doesn't really matter, but what you do need, some kind of activity watch where you can measure the amount of steps that you've taken. And I would recommend that you get 7,000 plus in. 10,000 is even better. So that's the exercise. Now I'm going to go on and talk about lifestyle. When we're over 40, we don't just need to think about exercise and diet when it comes to weight loss. There are 3 other big areas, and that's stress, sleep, and gut health. So I'm going to talk about stress first. So within this challenge, what I want you to do, and this is what I'm doing, I'm actually being conscious about working on relieving my stress. As an example, the way that I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to be listening to a calming audio once a day. So I'm going to spend at least 10 minutes a day listening to a relaxation audio and doing some mindfulness while I'm doing that. It's kind of meditation. And you can download any kind of app from the App Store that's going to help you do that. But you find what works for you and commit to something that you can do every day that's going to help relieve the stress. It could be going out walking or doing anything that you will enjoy that's going to help you relieve stress. And then just as a side note, you might want to take a supplement. I'm taking ashwagandha, which is also great for helping managing sleep. And I'm now going to talk about sleep, as I'm going to work on trying to get 7 hours of quality sleep per night. So for some people, that might mean going to bed a bit earlier, or you may need to employ some sleep strategies. So for me, the relaxation audio that I talked about earlier on, that's going to help me. I'm going to have no tech an hour before bed. I'm going to be taking that ashwagandha that I showed you, and I'm also going to be taking something called L-theanine, and that's going to help me sleep. You could look at melatonin, and you could look at valerian root as well. So with the stress and sleep, I'm going to link another video in the description that's going to tell you more about helping you manage sleep and helping you manage stress. So the third thing that I'm going to talk about in terms of our lifestyle is gut health and getting on top of our gut health. So what I'd like you to do as part of this challenge is actually take, if you're not already taking it, a probiotic every day, and then I'm going to take a digestive enzyme. And all these supplements are available on Amazon. And I will put a link in the description to these supplements for you to buy yourself. As part of this challenge, I'm going to be taking some measurements. I'm going to measure now here at the start, and that's what I would encourage you to do. So rather than getting on the scale, and there's all sorts of problems with getting on the scale, and it can be a little bit demotivating because our weight can fluctuate for lots of reasons, and it's more about water retention, the time of the month and that kind of thing. So it's much better to actually take measurements. So I'm going to take measurements here. So first of all, I'm going to measure around my chest. So that's 33 inches there. Then I'm going to measure my waist. This is probably going to be a bit of a shock for me because I think I've put on some around my middle. So I'm 27 inches there around my waist. So I'm measuring the smallest part of my waist. And then I'm measuring my hip, which is 37.5 inches. So the biggest change that we would expect to see is probably on our waist, not so much on our hip and our chest, but we can see changes there. And the other thing to say is do, in some tight fitting clothes, take pictures front, side and back, so you can compare those pictures to how you are now and then where you are in 2 weeks' time. So don't forget, to help you with this, you can download my free 7-day plan that's actually on my app. And you can do that 7-day plan for 14 days, so don't worry. And I will link those in the description, but just search up Body by Bikini, all one word. And I will link all the other tools like the free meal plan in the description, and links to videos where you can do the workouts, and links to videos for more information on gut health, sleep and stress. So do let me know in the comments section whether you're going to take part in this challenge. I would absolutely love you to take part, because it's so much better if there's going to be more than one of us doing this challenge, isn't it? And I'm going to be doing it myself, so it's going to be really good to see how you guys get on. And what's coming up as part of this challenge, part of this 14 days on YouTube, I'm going to be doing a what I eat in a day. I'm going to be doing some examples of some of the workouts that I've talked about, and I'm going to be doing a live where you can do a Q&A with me.